A person carrying a cup of fresh coffee in each hand is defenseless and quite dangerous simultaneously. You just broke your personal record for consecutive days lived. Now go for the record again tomorrow. You never actually clean up a mess, you just move it somewhere else. You can live your whole life without eating or drinking. You'll die, but that was your whole life.
You can also live the rest of your life completely underwater.
The difference between intelligence and wisdom is that an intelligent person can solve problems but a wise person can avoid them.
Intelligence is knowing tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad.
We're lucky that there is no bird analog of piranhas. Morgan Freeman gets to have his inner monologue voiced by Morgan Freeman. We will probably never know if there were any boneless dinosaur. If you won the award of the first man to break 2 world records, that would make it 3 awards, and you win the award of first man to break 3 records. Now you have infinite awards. If you were invisible, you could have a perfectly normal relationship with a blind person. Due to it almost only being populated by researchers, Antarctica is technically the continent with the highest average IQ and education.
Also has a pretty high chance of getting stabbed for spoiling endings of books.
If centaurs were real, the bottom half would start walking around immediately after being born, while the top half would be all floppy for the first 2 years. That no alcohol beyond this point might as well say, bet you can't chug that whole beer.
Just like the estimated time of arrival on GPS might as well say, I bet you can't get there faster than this.
People with anxiety are basically way too aware of being alive. The title of oldest person alive is a relatively permanent one. Once you earn it, you get to keep it for the rest of your life. Ironically, a blind person has less chance of walking into a glass door. Unborn babies are the only people allowed to kick pregnant women.
Therefore, everyone has kicked a pregnant woman.
In your 20s you're worried about what everyone thinks of you. In your 30s you make it a point to not care what anyone thinks of you. In your 40s you realize that no one was thinking about you anyway.
It was a sad day when I turned 18 and realized not even pedophiles want me anymore.
If the Earth was flat, you can bet the Edge would be one of the biggest tourist attractions in the world.
If the Earth was flat, cats would have pushed everything off of it. If we had superheroes, people would commit crimes just to meet, interact with them.
Well, that's gonna be my excuse if I ever meet Chris Hansen. The last 10% of a tube of toothpaste lasts about as long as the first 90%.
Similarly, the last razor head always lasts longer than all the others in the package. They should really consider making all of them out of the same stuff as that last one.
If you curse at inanimate objects, no one cares, but if you talk nicely to them, people will think you're crazy.
Accept coffins at funerals of your loved ones.
Being in a relationship is solving problems together. Problems you wouldn't have if you were single.
Being in a relationship is yelling, "What?" from different rooms.